welcome to Screen Time. Today things are going to get a little bit scary because we're going to talk about the new horror film from director-writer Jordan Peele, and it's called Us.
Can't believe how big they've got.
Did you hear Gabe got a boat?
He's kidding, right?
He's not kidding.
Hey, I think it's vodka o'clock.
Oh, yeah.
Where's Jason?
Jason?
Jason!
Where were you? I didn't know if you were lost. Stick with me, and I'll keep you safe.
There's a family in our driveway.
It's probably the neighbors. But y'all scared of a family? Hi, can I help you?
Zora, put your shoes on.
If you want to get crazy, we can get crazy.
Us is the follow-up movie to Jordan Peele's very, very big hit, surprise hit from 2 years ago called Get Out. That film went on to make an absolute bundle of money after it opened really early in the year, and he ended up taking home the Oscar for Best Original Screenplay. An unlikely success story maybe for a sort of a small budget, creepy kind of satirical sort of horror film. But yeah, he had a really big hit with it, and now he's followed it up with a movie that stars Lupita Nyong'o, who came to prominence in the film 12 Years a Slave and has done a number of mostly sort of voiceover roles since then. And I believe she's also appeared in the recent or the imminent Australian zombie comedy directed by Ed Forsyth. Anyway, that's yet I haven't seen that one yet. But in Us, Lupita Nyong'o plays a young mother with a loving husband and 2 kids, and they decide to go on holiday to a summer kind of beach house, and she starts having memories of an incident that happened to her when she and her parents went to the same place as a child, and something strange and mysterious happened to her at a fun fair carnival kind of place. And that kicks off a very strange, weird, creepy, unsettling series of events, and a really, really, really interesting, scary, unsettling, nasty, rough, violent time at the movies. And I got to say, I had a really, really, really enjoyable experience with Us, and that surprised me a little bit because I wasn't the biggest fan of Get Out. I really didn't enjoy seeing it on the big screen, and then once I saw it again at home, I got a bit of distance from it and was able to kind of appreciate how clever it was and more of the good things about Get Out. And so Us, I was a little bit sort of wary of the idea of, am I the right audience for this? Am I going to like this at all? And I really, really did. I was impressed by how unusual and interesting the plot was, how really good the acting was, how just really well made, and like Jordan Peele clearly, I think, has studied a lot of really great horror movies, and he knows how to get that feeling of dread and to really sort of draw you into his kind of unusual tales. And I had a really terrific time with it. I mean, there are certain twists of the plot, I guess, that once they happen, one in particular, I guess I kind of felt like I maybe should have seen it coming, but the trick was that I was so caught up in the movie and the way that the movie was presenting itself to us that I wasn't thinking ahead of the movie. I wasn't sort of trying to get it to outsmart it. I was just happy to let it carry me along and really surprise me all the way along, and it did. And I really loved the experience. I mean, there were moments where I thought, oh, this is getting a bit too kind of rough for me, and is the level of violence going to sort of tip over into something that is kind of going to put me off a bit? But it never really did, and I think that's a tribute to Jordan Peele's sort of skill as a stylish director, like someone who knows when to sort of, to like where to draw the line and where to sort of not step over it. So yeah, look, he delivered a really, really excellent film as far as I'm concerned, and yeah, I had a great time with it.
What are you people?
It's us.
All I can really say apart from that is just be prepared for a really exhilarating experience, I guess. It's got a level of humour to it that without being kind of comedic. It was kind of a bit strange that Get Out ended up competing in the comedy category at the Golden Globes in its year, because I mean there was a very satirical element to Get Out, which is less present in a film like Us, I would say, but it is still a very clever spin on certain things. But yeah, I wouldn't describe it as a comedy, but it does have a pretty good sort of element of comic relief in there, which I think the film really needs. So look, all round a really satisfying experience, and yeah, look, I'd recommend it to anyone who's got a bit of a taste for really kind of dark, imaginative, mainstream Hollywood movie making. Yeah, and I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. Thanks for watching. See you next time.